Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? I don't remember if I read for you before. I kind of do so many, but I just like to explain. I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures. So I call it spiritual charades. Try to describe the picture the best I can so you understand what she's trying to get across, because they never waste a message. There's always a reason for whatever they show or say. So if it doesn't make any sense now, you'll either remember it later, see it later, or somebody else will validate it for you and go, oh, I know what she's talking about. So this is not an exact science. We just communicate the best way we can. Sometimes you got to think outside the box a little bit, and they won't give me all the details. They'll give me just enough. So hopefully you understand what they're talking about, because the details are none of my business. So we're going to talk to your sister today. Oh, she's bouncing in here, bouncing. She's just bouncing, smiling. She's coming over here. She's come over here and she's looking in my hair. She's like doing. So when they do it to me, it's what she's doing to you. So you, like if a fly lands on this spiky stuff that I have, you can feel it moving. So you should feel your hair kind of wiggling. I don't know what you look like, because I don't creep anybody's Facebook page ahead of time, because it messes up what little logical brain I have. But are you getting gray hairs, or did you find one? What? It's like she's looking for something. It's not she's not just messing with my hair. It's like she's actually parting it, like she's laughing. Did you find a gray hair? That's the only thing I can think of she was looking for. When they get close, they make me itch like I have head lice. I thought we were getting over that. It's their energy. So she's being funny. Okay, she's singing Chim Chimmery, Chim Chimmery, Chim Chim Chiree, which is a Mary Poppins song. So I don't know. She's got a big smile on her face. So did you guys used to watch Mary Poppins together? So she's showing herself eating popcorn when she's singing this song. So either you guys used to sit in front of the TV and watch Mary Poppins. She says kids. I don't know if she means when you were kids, you guys were kids, or with your kids. But she's eating popcorn, almost like maybe you went to the movie theater. Anyway, she says, I love you, sis. You have felt her. Okay, she's trying to. Okay, she's telling me that like something will pop up and make you think of her, and when that happens, you get goosebumps at the same time. You see something, the first thing that pops into your head is her. It reminds you of her, and you get goosebumps. She's confirming that she was there at that moment, because good grief, I'm muttering again. My son got married this weekend. I'm a little tired. Long weekend. So at that moment, she is there. Whenever something like that happens, and everybody feels the energy different. So I feel it one way, doesn't mean you're going to feel it that way. But anyway, this is the way she's showing. And make sure you tell her, validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her, ask her to bring you more. Especially if there's something to do with Mary Poppins, which you don't hardly ever hear that anymore. Know that at that moment she's there. So So validate her. Talk to her. I promise you 1,000% she can hear you, she can see you. You don't need me to tell her things because she can hear it. You don't even have to say it out loud. Telepathy. I am muttering today, sorry. So you can talk to her all you want to. You just can't always hear her. She says, you have heard her, but it's been more like a, do it again. I can't quite get the sound. You're not hearing the words, but you're hearing like, or hearing something in one ear. It'll be one ear at a time. I can't quite get the noise. Do it again. It's kind of like a whew, or something like that. I don't know if you can even hear me doing that. I can't even tell what word she's trying to say. I think she's just trying to get your attention, like maybe blowing on your ear, so that could make one of your ears, like when my Bob does it to me, my ear will get super red hot, feel like it's burning off when he gets real close. Maybe it'll just get warm there. Maybe you'll feel that air. But I can't tell any certain word that she's trying to say, so I think she's just doing something trying to get your attention, but not scare the hell out of you. She's showing herself. Have you shaved your legs lately? She's showing, or maybe this is when you guys were younger. This could be a memory where she's grabbing the hair on your legs and she's pulling them. She's yanking the hairs on your leg, and she's laughing. So if this is not a memory, and it's not something that you guys did when you were younger before you start shaving your legs, maybe that's what it is, then know if your hair gets long enough that she can get her fingers on it, you're gonna feel that tweak. She's just trying to get your attention, but in a funny, cute way. She says, I'm right here. I'm right here more than you know. She's walking around the living room, but this feels like a living room like when you guys were younger. Good. She's not really doing anything except walking around the living room, but it looks like an older living room. You live in your parents' house, like the house you lived in when you were younger. Do you still live there? I'm not sure. This might be a memory. Like I said, we communicate the best way we can. And she's not really doing anything except walking around it, but she's showing it to me for some reason. It seems like she's going from one end and then she's slowly walking between the couch and the coffee table. And the couch looks a little darker color. And then she walks across it. She walks kind of to the end of the couch. Or did she used to pace? But she's in between the coffee table and the couch. That's not usually where you pace. So I'm not sure why she's going back and forth. But she's going very slowly. Now she's spinning around, kind of just spinning around, kind of like a ballerina. Now she's showing herself in a tutu. Did you guys take dance lessons together? Did you take ballet lessons? Or have one of your kids recently done some kind of ballet? Or now she's showing toe shoes and everything. Do you have a music box that has a ballerina in it? When you open it, it pops up. She's showing me a music box like I used to have when I was younger. You open the lid, and the little ballerina's on a spring, and she pops up, and she starts spinning around, playing music. They don't always explain. When they show me stuff, they don't always explain why they're showing it, so hopefully you understand. She says she feels as pretty as a ballerina, but that's not why she showed me that. Dust. She's talking about dust. D-U-S-T. Do you need to dust? I know I do. Sometimes they'll come in here and gripe at me about my mess. No, she's not going to explain that one. And she's talking about Pinky swears. And she swears she never told. She's talking about one time, and I'm sure she's talking about a long time ago. One time after a pinky swear, or maybe it was just a promise, you might have not have actually done the pinkies, and you thought that she ratted you out, but she did not. Yeah, I feel like this is when you were much younger. You got in trouble for something, and she says she honestly did not rat you out. So it must have been a pretty big thing because she thinks you're going to remember what it is. She's showing you guys fighting over a doll. And I always ask them, please don't go back to where you were really, really young because you won't remember. It's got to be something that you remember, that you're going to be able to remember. But she's showing, and it looks like it's not a soft doll, it's a hard plastic doll, but it looks like its arms and legs probably moved. And I'm not sure which one of you is which at this point. You fought over the doll, and one of you took that hard plastic doll and whacked the other one over the head with it. And whacked it pretty hard. It wasn't just a normal sister fight over a toy. She says that you can still tell her all your secrets, and she's still going to keep your secrets. Pinky swear. You can talk to her all you want to, and you don't have to say it out loud. Okay, now she's talking about cherries, but she's talking about cherries in like a cobbler or a pie or a dessert or a... So this would be either something you recently made, you were thinking about making, or one of your favorite dishes, one of hers or your favorite dishes. She says, I know I left younger than you think I should have, but that's the way it was planned. And what they've taught me is before we come down here, before we're born, we have a plan, things we need to learn, those kind of things. Anyway, we also plan our exit point. So it could be, our exit point could be 1 day old, it could be 100 years old. It can vary a little bit, whatever that exit point is, depending on what's going on around you, how it's going to affect people's lessons around you, but it's usually right in that timeline. She says, what did you learn from me leaving? Instead of what? Instead of being sad, she said, it's time that you look at it and study and look for the silver lining. What did you learn from me leaving? Positive point, not negative. She's talking about something positive you learned. Did you learn to love deeper? Did you learn to be careful what you say to somebody? I mean, it's something. There was a learning experience in it for you that she feels like you haven't seen it yet. She said it still sucks for you, but not for me. I'm happy Now she's showing a balloon. She's letting go of it. Did you, have you at some point had a balloon release for her, or gone out to the cemetery or something and tied a balloon out there, or something to do with letting go of a balloon? She says, I got it. Did you write on the balloon? Did you write, I love you, sis, or something like that? She said, it's very pretty. She says, no, I'm not just sleeping. We do not need sleep. I want to see you happy. I want to see you safe. I want you to be cheery. I want you to remember the pranks we used to play on each other. And she feels very, I don't know how old she was when she left, but she feels like very grown up, very adult, very, very knowledgeable is not the word I want to use. Very smart is not the word. Help me out with the word. Oh, she says very mature. No, it did not hurt. She says you need to know that. I did not forget you. She kind of says it like, I did not forget you. Sometimes you hear music and there is no music. Sometimes you hear music like in your head, or you think you hear some music playing like off in the distance, type faint type music. And you're probably just hearing it up here, but we have telepathic ears up here. I call them. We have these ears and we have these ears. Don't I, it doesn't sound like any particular song. It could be sometimes, but what she's doing right now is just like very soft, kind of lilting music, kind of pretty, almost. They've allowed me to get close enough where I have actually heard the music up there, and it's so beautiful. It's so different. It's so, you can't describe it. You just can't describe it. She says, I'm beautiful again. Still ornery. Now she's showing me a door, and I'm assuming it's in your house, and it creaks, like has a squeak in the hinge or something, like there's a kind of like a spooky movie, you know, when you hear the door creaking when the murderer's coming or something, you hear the door go something like that you hear every so often. Like I'm in my dining room and I can't see my refrigerator, but every so often I'll hear the door shut, and I know it's shut. There's nobody else here. So it's something like, so the door may not actually move, but you'll hear it. So once again, validate her, acknowledge her. Let her know that you know it's her. She's talking about a very, very long car ride. So have you recently been on vacation? I'm seeing what looks like it could be an ocean or a very large lake, or I don't know which part of the country you live in, but she's talking about a very long car ride. She says hours, Hours. Know that she's acknowledging that she knows about it. You either have done it or you're talking about doing it pretty soon. It could be something you did with her, but it doesn't feel that way. She says, I hear you. I hear you. I understand. I understand perfectly. So whatever you just said to her recently, she's acknowledging it. See, she's not going to tell me because it's none of my business. Nobody's business. Now she just had me looking at this piece of paper, and I thought, what's on there? It's Prevagen, which I thought about getting from my memory. So no, maybe you're having trouble remembering some stuff, or you're afraid you're going to forget things about her. She says you won't. I love you. Now she's standing up, but she's got a blanket, and it's more like a woven. Woven wouldn't be quite the right. It's not a solid blanket, but it's more like woven. I don't know what other word to use. And she's wrapping it around her shoulders, and it's hanging down behind her. I don't know if you have a blanket of hers. It looks light colored, the one she's showing me anyway. So I don't know if you have a blanket of hers like that, or maybe you gave her a blanket like that. But she's wrapping it around her shoulders. She just called you a weirdo, and she's laughing hysterically. So she's saying that in fun. She's not saying that you're really weird. She said, yes, I am. And then she started laughing again. I'm keeping my promise. Okay, now she's in your bathroom. And she has a can, some kind of aerosol can. And she just pushes on it, goes, psst, squirts it, psst, and squirts it. So it could be hairspray, it could be a cleaning product, but it doesn't quite, it's not pump hairspray, it's aerosol. So if it's whatever you've got in there that's aerosol, you're going to smell that. She shows it sitting by the sink, so it could be hairspray. I'm not sure because all I can see is the back of the can. So when you smell that, and it doesn't have to be in the bathroom, you could be in the store, in the car, outside, it doesn't matter, and you get that whiff of whatever that smell is that she's talking about in the bathroom. Once again, validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her. Let her know that you know that's her, and ask her. Give her permission to bring you more signs if you want more signs from her. She's skipping. She's skipping. Let me see if she's going to show me where she's going. She's kind of showing me, I was we camped at the lake for the wedding this weekend. And she's kind of showing me a path that went kind of through the tall weeds, but there was a path and went down to the lake. There's some trees. So I don't know if this is a place you guys used to go play or you've recently been to a place like that. And she's validating that she knows that. And she sits down and she puts her foot up. She's looking at her foot. Maybe she had a rock in her shoe or she hurt her foot on a rock or something. So now this could be a memory. I wish they'd tell me more sometimes. Or this recently happened to you. I know that sounds a little wishy-washy, but we communicate the best way we can. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. It's going to be okay. Nerves. She's talking about your nerves. She brings you some amazing, loving energy, and she kind of wraps it around you like a bubble. So this can be hard to explain. You could be sitting there and then just feel such a tremendous amount of love that when they do it really, really good and strong, it makes me cry because it's just so beautiful. And you don't know why you feel it. All of a sudden, you just feel this overpowering love. She's trying to bring that to you, to bring you peace and love. And it's energy. And we're all energy. I can't wait to see you again. But it's not time. Know that I will be there when it's time, but we're not close to that. So don't worry about it. But I'll still be waiting. You're beautiful. Okay, she's showing me a crisp, new, thought it was $100 bill. Now it looks like a 10. I only see 1 0. Now I see 2 zeros. And it's like it's a brand new bill, never been touched. Not sure what she's showing with this, but evidently you have some money coming in. She says sell it. Sell it. So whatever you're thinking about selling, she says do it. I'll go with you. It makes me happy when you smile and laugh. So please don't feel guilty for doing that. Because that's what I want. I love you with all of my pea-picking heart. She says go take the dog out. If you don't have a dog, I'm not sure what she means then. Just go take the dog out. Okay, with that, she's leaving. Now she's singing, who let the dogs out? Who? You don't want me to sing. And as she's walking away, she's got a wicker basket on her arm, and she's got rose petals in it, and she's throwing them over her back as she's walking away. So look for rose petals, and you could be in Walmart, and there could be a fake rose petal on the floor, or you could get out of your vehicle, and there might be a rose petal on the ground. Now, if you walk by a rose bush, that doesn't count. So again, validate her, acknowledge her. And I hear that music again. I hear that lilting, just music. And I can't even describe it. So it's like the angel music, but I don't hear it very often. She feels very sweet, very, very comfortable, very grown up, very mature. She said mature again. Anyway, she turned around, blew you a kiss, and she's throwing more rose petals up over her as she's walking away. Okay, much love, my dear. Thank you for allowing me to be her voice, and thank you for being patient. I had a big wedding and stuff this weekend, so it's busy, busy, busy. Been busy for a week. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. See you later.